like to build.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Matt. I live here in Pennsylvania, not far from Jamie. Yeah, I build workbenches as a hobby. This one here is my most recent build. It's a Scandinavian style. Been made kind of popular recently due to people like Rob Cosman and Frank Claus. I do build other style benches, Moravian style benches, custom builds, stuff like that. It's just a hobby I have. I'm a fully disabled veteran, and this is what I do with my time. It's therapeutic.
This video is going to be dedicated to the features of this bench. So we're going to look at the vices, the dog holes, the tool trays, why he chose those vices and what they do. We will do a separate video that talks about the construction of this bench and how he built the vices. If you are interested in ordering a bench from him, I will leave his information down in the description. But all right, let's dive in.
This vise right here is what you call the shoulder vise. It's mostly used for guys who like to do dovetailing. When you open the vise up, you can see that the bench screw, it comes back and there's nothing in the way here. Pinch it in real nice and tight. The piece won't go anywhere. You can level it up with your bench here, raise it higher, lower, but usually when you're cutting dovetails, you want to have it down fairly low so there's no wobble in your board.
So if you have long boards though, how would you clamp up long boards into this shoulder vise without having like the dead man, like the Rubio style with all the different dog holes in it?
For this design of bench, you can build what is called a bench slave, which is essentially kind of like a sawhorse to support the end of the board. Normally for me, what I do, because I like to keep the traditional design of the bench, I like to keep it that way. You know, I could drill in round bench dogs, you know, here, all the way down, and use that to support a board. But again, I like to stay with the traditional look. So it's pretty much, you know, just as easy as, you know, clamping, starting your board, take it all the way to the end of the vise. You know, imagine it coming all the way out. On here, you know, you could just take a clamp, you know, gets the job done. Yeah, for this design, usually guys would build what you call, like I said, a bench slave. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the tail vise now. Tail vise, I chose this based on what work I do, which is mostly building these style benches. The trestles, the legs, are usually 3.5 inches thick. I do a mortise and tenon on the end of those. I needed a vise that would hold them in place sturdy enough so I can take a shoulder plane and square off the shoulders. If I open this up, you can see that I have, I believe it's 4.5 inches this way. For the most part, what I need it for is a nice thick 4x4 size piece of wood to build the legs for these benches, and it fits right in there. That way, if I'm going to use a hand saw or a tenon saw, large tenon saw, to cut my tenons, I can cut those on here. The bench itself, with the weight and the way it's built and put together, there's no shaking, no wobbling, and I can use my shoulder plane and get in there and work the shoulders. Also, the tail vise works along with the dog strip, so I can use this vise like that, so I can plane edges, or I can lay it flat, plane the face. This style with the L style vise, and this is all traditional. This is the way it was back in 1800s, 1900s. You can also, if your piece is thick enough, you can put it in here and use this end part as a clamp. Frank Claus would take a small block plane and he would pinch it in here upside down, and he would use the bottom of the plane to trim small pieces, which was kind of interesting, I thought. So essentially, you know, this vise is kind of 3 vices in one. You have one here, and then you use it for the long dog strip. Anyone who uses hand tools such as hand planes, having a dog strip is imperative for that. It's the best way to hold a piece. The kind of final piece to the bench is the tool tray. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship with the tool tray. You know, some guys love them, some guys hate them. I like it because I can, you know, quickly put a tool over there to get it out of my way instead of constantly turn around and put it back on the till. That's pretty much all there is to the functionality of a tool tray is, you know, it'll catch your tool if it starts to roll off the bench. Some guys complain because all it does is collect wood shavings, which is why it has a ramp. You just get the shavings and you can just sweep them right out of the bench like that. And it's part of the traditional design. Like I said, I like the traditional design, so that's what I'm up for.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out for the future videos where we will go through, you know, how he built this bench, how he built the vices, those kinds of things. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything like that, feel free to let us know down below. Matt, thank you again for letting me invade your shop. The last thing I wanted to mention is these are the 2 books that he used as guides to build this bench. All right, have a good day.